Look at what I have in my hands. The keys to this, the Lotus Emira 2023 first edition. As always, a huge thank you to Motorland. Go check them out, link will be in the description down below, for letting me drive this car. And not just Motorland, but also the owner of this car has very kindly enabled me to go and drive it today. But yes, I am in a Lotus Emira right now, a 3.5 litre supercharged V6 engine, putting out 400 brake horsepower, taking it to 60 in 4.2 seconds. Now, the types of Lotuses that I typically like are the Exige, the Elise. I want a raw analog driving experience, and those Lotuses offer me exactly that. Now, my initial impressions in this is that it's actually a million times nicer in here and more comfortable than most Lotuses, minus maybe like the Evora and stuff like that. Get into an Exige, it is stripped out, it is just basic, bare bones, and built to go fast on track. Now, this serves a slightly different purpose, obviously. It's supposed to help the brand break into wider markets, but is it still a Lotus? Let's find out today. If you want to see more videos like this, do click the like button, subscribe as well if you're new. And if you want to buy this car in particular, it's up for 66 and a bit thousand pounds right now. I'll put the links to the car on screen in the description, all that kind of stuff. But I've got an ominous looking start-stop button here that needs to be pressed. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. In my head, this is supposed to be the Evora's successor, effectively. So it's supposed to be like a grand touring, more comfortable, more well put together Lotus, rather than being more track focused like the Exige and Elise. I've only done 3-4 minutes in the car, and I can tell you straight away, I think I might be wrong. What I think I'm about to find out is that this is in fact a wolf in sheep's clothing. So it comes with two engine options. As I said, this one is the supercharged 3.5 litre V6, it's a Toyota block, but they also worked with Mercedes to take the same engine that you get in the A45 AMG, the 2 litre turbocharged inline 4. This is the more powerful of the two. I'm pretty sure that the other one puts out 320 brake horsepower instead, so 80 brake horsepower less than this, and it doesn't benefit from a supercharger whine and a V6 sound. Now, of course, this car comes in the new era of Lotus, with this whole new design language of more fluid lines and more like what you would expect out of a sports car, really. This one is a beautiful spec. I really like it. I love the more simple interior. I've seen some people who spec some horrible ones, honestly. If you look on Auto Trader right now, these start at around 63, 64,000 pounds. They go up to around about the sort of 75, 80 mark for properly used ones. These started at around 90,000 pounds new. So already starting to see some depreciation on them. I would expect more over the next few years as well. One thing I am very impressed by is the finish. The finish in this interior is quality. Everything feels quality. Even where there's plastic, it's very subtle, it's very minimal. It's a really nice and well put together place to be. Inside and outside, it's great quality as well. I really, really love the attention to detail they've done with this car. I love they have an ode to the Exige as well, with the exposed gear linkages down here. I love that you can just see the top of the engine in there. There's not some horrible plasticky engine cover on it either. It's literally the engine. It is right there behind my head. I can hear it shouting at me, similar to what you get in like a 4C or whatever, but it's a V6 instead. But this is a far more modern experience than any Lotus I've been in before. Like this digital dash, infotainment here in the middle as well, all these buttons and switches and stuff, they're all very nice. But what we really want to see in this video is how Lotusy it is. I can tell that it can be very non-Lotusy in driving around cities and doing like day-to-day driving and whatever. When I actually want to send it, how does it feel then? Does it feel like an Exige, or is it losing that spark that Lotuses give you, that rawness? We're about to find out. Let's drop the window. Sorry if the sound isn't quite as good with the window down. As we come towards this faster section of road, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Wow, wow, it is magnificent. It is absolutely magnificent. I feel like this car was built for me. I have to be careful on these roads because they are quite slippy and people come the other way all the time. Yeah, proper. Really, really proper. That's the first time in all of these videos that I have gone through that section of road basically dead silent. For a car that comes from 2023 to have that kind of sound coming out the back of it, incredible. Genuinely impressed. Look, it's not crazy fast. It's 4.2 seconds to 60. That's fast enough, but the focus of a Lotus has never been about going fast in a straight line or its pickup or that kind of stuff. It's how it feels here. It's this. This is what a Lotus is all about. It's linking this with your feet, with the sound, with the experience. That's what a Lotus is all about. I came into this video thinking this was not going to feel like a Lotus. Even after all the reviews I've watched and all of that kind of stuff, I just felt like the fact that I've got steering wheel buttons here to control my music, the fact that I've got this infotainment screen telling me the tire pressures, the fact that I've got this digital display in front of me, the fact that the car looks like this, there's no massive spoiler on the back, the fact that there's carpets in here, I thought this would lose the essence of what it is to be a raw, proper, focused car as a Lotus is supposed to be. I can tell you from one burst, this is a Lotus. I'm immediately desperately sad. And the reason why I'm sad is that I can't drive on track. I think this on a track day would be taking the experience that I get in my MX-5 on a track day and just turning it up to a ridiculous level. The supercharger whine in here, I hope the camera picks it up. And it requires you to be a good driver as well. Like, I need to be in the correct gear. It's not got enough power. It's not got enough of that oomph to really let you get away with being a lazy driver. But straight away I can tell you this is so well balanced. Oh, I'm in a bad mood. I want to take this car on track. That's where this needs to be. I thought that this was a car that you could drive around London and pose in, basically. I thought that Lotus had gone down the route of being more poser-ish. It's just not. The gearbox is sublime. The little short shifter that you have in there to just really just bang through the gears, it's almost scary how short the gears are. Like, you're literally boom, 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 boom through the gears. Wow, that is a pretty big incident that I have just come up on. Glad that I wasn't there for it. There's a GTI in the bush. See that fellow Lotus guy there, guy in an Elise, give me a big wave as I went past. Gotta appreciate it. Look, it is a Lotus. The Lotus fans are saying it's a Lotus. Well, we can't come back that way now, can we? We have to find a different way home. But that's no problem. I just get to spend more time in this. Oh, the brakes! Look at those! Bro, the cues that I'm getting from the car as I drive it are so typical of a Lotus. Oh, and when you get shifting right, everything is confidence. This car is all about giving you the confidence. It's trying to tell you, like, look, we can work together. You and I can work together to make something beautiful here. It's not too powerful. The handling is so good. It's so pointy, like, it's sharp. Everything is everything that I do, it responds to directly. It doesn't feel like other new cars. It feels analog. It reminds me of the 4C, but it's so much more planted than the 4C. I did a video on the Alfa Romeo Giulia recently. You should go check that out. It's nothing like that at all either. That's a driver's car, and this is a different type of driver's car. The Alfa constantly told me, if you screw up, my friend, we're in a bush, we're dead, whatever, bro. You need to sort yourself out, because if you don't come correct to this equation, I'm gonna put you in a bush. Whereas this is telling me, JB, mate, we need to be on track. We need to be going fast. We need to take that corner faster. We need to brake later there. I was correct when I said this is a wolf in sheep's clothing. The sheep is a very pretty sheep. And the wolf just wants to go. Wow. It's so planted. It's just so planted. And the sound, my goodness gracious me. This is incredible. This is nothing like I expected. Oh my goodness. It's so planted! My gosh. Oh, incredible. It's just built for this, man. It's just built for it. In terms of balance, it probably wants to understeer before it wants to oversteer, which I think is a really good thing. That's probably why it gives you so much confidence going into the corners. It almost feels like it can be front wheel drive at times when you get that little bit of understeer and you just keep pushing it and you keep pushing it, you keep pushing it. That's what it feels like. It's not tail happy. The power is pushing me forwards, and as I go through the corners, the power's pushing me wide, if that makes any sense. Lotus, if you're listening to this, please let me get on track in this car. Please. And so what makes this whole experience even sadder is that this is probably it. That this is it for Lotus. For those of us who really like this raw experience, this proper old school analog experience, it's probably it. We're not going to get this again with Lotus going electric. Like, look, I've got nothing against electric cars, but this is how cars are supposed to feel. And I think it's very hard to make electric cars feel like this. You can make them feel very fast, yeah, that's great, but notice that I'm not interested in this car's pace. That's not what makes this car so special. It's not about going fast in a straight line. It's not about it's 0 to 60 or anything like that. This car is all about the way it makes you feel when you drive it, the way it feels when you drive it. Throughout the whole process of driving this, I feel like I'm at one with the car. I can turn these corners at a decent pace. I know the back's not going to step out on me. I just really understand it. And so if this is it, if this is all we've got left, best believe I love it. I just want to enjoy the rest of my drive back to Motorland now. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do hit the like button and subscribe as well if you're new. If you like Lotuses, you'll love this. Genuinely, as a huge Lotus fan, I am so relieved that it's a Lotus. Relieved. And once again, a huge thank you to Motorland for letting me drive this car. It has been incredible as always. Really, really appreciated. Go check them out in the links in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you want to buy this car, you know where to find it. Now click on screen to go check out another car review right now. Go click on it.